just want to address this real quick. You know, I can
Officer
smell a
Tatum
rat a mile
reports.
away. I can smell a rat a mile away. I can smell a
Memphis, real
devious
news.
person a mile away. And I knew that there was some suspicious and shady about the Memphis police chief. I knew it. When you see a person going out and going on the news and speaking ill will against the police officers that are and taking really no accountability. I mean, the first thing you say, even if you believe it or not, as a leader, you have to say it is my fault that those officers did that. I'll take full responsibility.
Pay attention.
We need to work on our training. I did not have them equipped, and I did not make sure we didn't have people like this on the streets. Like I would cry if I heard a police chief in 2023 say
No
something like
lies
that. I would literally
detected.
cry because people don't have spines anymore in the police profession and in woke America. They just don't have it. It's okay to say.
Pay attention, Memphis. This is what you voted for. Black Woman League 2023. This is the symbolism you got
Hey,
from
look,
Mayor
it's my
Jim
fault.
Strickland.
I remember when
Deal
before
with
I left the police department, I really wanted to be a chief one day. It was my goal, my passion, my dream to become a police chief one day. And I was really on that track. I had went back to school to get my master's degree because you need a master's degree to be able to promote past captain. I was a public information officer with like 2.5 years on the police department, and normally all of the chiefs end up being PIOs at some point in their career. So, you know, for people that know about policing, there's a fast track, right? They fast track certain people that they think could be leaders, and they get you involved in these different specialty units like public information officer, the internal affairs unit, units that some people would gawk at. They are pushing you in that area because that leads you to a leadership position. So they were really pushing me in that direction, and I believe I would have been a great leader. One of the things that I often said is that I'm going to always take accountability for my actions. It's just like a football team. You know, when your team does something wrong as a football coach, you don't say, I mean, you rarely hear football coaches say, yeah, my quarterback sucks. You know, when the Raiders get smashed every other week they play, I'm saying it because my boy Nick is a Raiders fan. They don't say Carr. The coach don't come out and say Carr is trash. He throwing picks after picks after pick. He can't win a game. The coach don't say nothing like that. The coach come out and say, look, we got to do better. You know, I got to call better plays. It is my responsibility to get my men prepared, and they weren't prepared today, and we lost the game. And that's pretty much how it goes. I got to do better. And then they get off the press conference, they walk off, and then in the back of their mind, they're like, oh man, I ain't got nothing but trash players. But that's the same thing about being a police chief. You know, when you come out there before the people and your men ended up killing somebody in a specialty unit, and it's so unprofessional in the way in which they handle business, as a leader, you have to come out and take full responsibility and say,
I am less interested in passing out blame than I am in learning from and correcting these mistakes to make us safer. For ultimately, the buck stops with me.
Memphis, real news. Pay attention.
And when the system fails, it is my responsibility.
Fight fake news.
it is my fault that these men acted this way. I'm the chief. I'm responsible for the training. I make sure that we have quality people working for this city. I failed you. And if you don't want to step down, you can say, and I will make it right. I ensure.
No. Bluetooth mode. Bluetooth connected.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Is this thing on? Can you hear me now? Stay tuned. Pay attention. No lies detected. Fight fake news. Memphis real nigga news.
And go down the list. But you can't go on a tour on CNN, MSDNC, and all these left-wing media outlets just proclaiming that your officers are so. This is the worst I've ever seen him. I've been policing for decades, and I've never seen anything like this. It's like, do you understand that you're articulating that this is under your leadership? Now, with that being said,
meanwhile, In Memphis, this is what you voted for under Jim Strickland administration. Deal with it.
And I said, all right, it's public record, so I can go with it. But the chief of Memphis PD was fired from Atlanta PD because she was over a unit that was investigating a crime that was committed by apparently her friend's husband. And this dude was having sex with, I don't know, 50-something kids. Minors. I believe it was minors. He ended up going to prison for it. But because she was trying to cover it up, and if it wasn't for the FBI investigation or the federal government investigation, they would have never found out that this guy had did that because she was covering it up. And when the FBI got involved and they realized, oh, this guy got to go to jail, they fired her. And you know, there's a such thing called affirmative action hires. And so they needed a black face to lead the Memphis Police Department. And what do? They hire a degenerate, allegedly. They hired a degenerate. She goes over to the police department, and then there was another deputy chief that was in Atlanta PD. His son was a police officer with the Atlanta PD. His son decided to get drunk and ended up getting into a crash and killing somebody. Now that deputy chief resigned from Memphis PD and worked for CJ, the chief of Memphis. So she got this guy over there, two people that weren't good enough to be, in my opinion, moral-wise, they weren't good enough to be in Atlanta PD. They take them over to Memphis and say, have your way.
No.
In other news, Memphis got just what it asked for. Black woman leading. Symbolism. Only wanted a black woman with a black face and didn't care about the quality that she possessed. Now, Memphis is a hot mess. Deal with it at your expense. Stay tuned to be continued.
No, man, cause you want to whoop me, don't you? Yes, you do. For what? You want to whoop me, because I'm the big angry black man. You like whooping the nigga, don't you? You like whooping the nigga? She look like she like whooping the nigga. I ain't done shit. Yeah. All I ask you to do is show me policy. That means the law that you got to